Okay, record is on. Here we go. Everybody ready to go? It's 4 o'clock.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so I'd like to call to order the January 19th, 2021 meeting of the Public Works and Capital Improvement Committee. Present are Director of Public Works, Patrick McLaughlin, City Engineer, Brian Long?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Alderman Darrell Wilson, Alderwoman Stacey Gould, Alderman Joe DeLucia, and Recording Secretary Nicole Doyle. Okay, to entertain, we all saw the minutes that Nicole sent out, hopefully. I'd like to, I'd entertain a motion to accept the minutes
So moved.
from our December 21st, 2020 meeting. Moved by Alderman Wilson.
I'll second.
Seconded by Alderwoman Gould. I saw the memo. Roll call for, well, is there any discussion or corrections or additions to the minutes?
Nope.
No, okay, so I'll, by roll call vote, Alderwoman Gould,
Yes.
Alderman Wilson,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes. Minutes are unanimously approved. Thank you very much. Citizen comments. Are there any citizens that would like to comment to the committee today? Are there any citizens that would like to make a public comment to the committee today? Third and final time, are there any citizens that would like to make a public comment to the committee today? Hearing and seeing none, I'll declare citizen comment period closed. Moving on to item number 4 on our agenda, old business, item A, Public Works project updates.
Okay, so we're continuing to move ahead with the Sherman Street Bridge. In fact, we've got the attention of Frontier now anyway. So they've attended a meeting last week and they're working with us now to get the, come up with a plan for the pole relocations. And things are moving forward with that project. Let's see, what's the next,
Well, I saw a lot of like tree clearing in there. Is that all part of getting ready for the project?
Not exactly. No, that was all just separate, like old dead wood that needed to be cleaned up in that Heritage Park area.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't really related to the bridge project.
Okay.
So the other things we're working on is the demolitions are coming along quite handedly. The Sunnyside one is down. The Martin Luther King building has been demolished, and the sign is safe at City Hall. And the Granite Mill building is coming along quite rapidly as well. There's been a lot of work out there in the last 2 weeks. So those projects are moving forward. The Franklin Square roundabout project is out to bid now. Bids are due back in February. The Dunham Street, the state's reviewing that, and we're working on an RFQ for qualifications for consultants for the New London Turnpike lot SIP project for that southern end of New London Turnpike. The northern end project, the Transportation Alternative Program, we're still waiting for the DOT to finalize the written go-ahead, and they're looking at like what percent DBE to have in the contract for the design consultant, things like that. But that's still on target to keep moving ahead. Anything else, Brian?
Well, the only other thing I can think of is the retaining wall at the Laurel Hill Firehouse.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was out there today and we were looking at it, and we're going to be getting a proposal written up by Niels Jeppesen for the demolition of what's falling down, and then the reconstruction to redo what's out there. There's a lot of loose ledge rock that's probably going to come out along with the excavation, just not necessarily related to the retaining wall, but there are pieces of rock that are falling off of the outcropping right now. So we're gonna try to pull out anything that's loose at the same time, just to help out and make it a little safer.
Yeah, again, thank you for bringing that up, because I had it on my list. We talked about it last couple of public safety meetings, and I went by there, and that's yeah, it's right up against the building, and it's in really rough shape, right?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm glad that that's moving forward.
Yep. So looking at February, beginning of February is going to be able to start working on it.
I also noticed the stone house over there on West Thames Street in the Shipping Street area. I saw that the precast slabs with the manhole was put in over that culvert, right? So the demolition on that is going to start moving forward as well.
Yeah, actually, that's just about ready to go out to bid now. But we the Public Works, we took down the garage and put the slabs over it to make it safe. But now we're going to bid the rest of it. It's a little bigger project. You need a little more of a demolition license than we have in order to take down the main structure.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions from the members regarding the project updates? All right.
Not here.
Perfect. Good. All right. Thank you for that. Moving on to our next item B, property disposition.
Well, we took in a couple new properties in the last week. 98 Washington Street and 33 East Cliff Street. Were both finalized legally, I guess. So we haven't vetted those out yet, but actually one of them, 33 East Cliff, looks like it's pretty resellable, I would think. The other one, 98 Washington Street, I'm not so sure about, but
Well, the problem right now with 98 Washington Street is we'd have to do an eviction.
yeah. Even when we do that, I guess it's in pretty rough shape. I don't know.
I don't want to switch over to Google Maps. Where's 98 Washington?
The Dr. Cassidy house.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I guess we'll run that through the, Deanna and all. She can send it out to people. But yeah, we just took those in this past week. And like Stacy said, that one's still got the owner's still occupying it. The other one is vacant. We've secured it. We had actually done some work out there in in November, December timeframe. The porch was collapsing. The building department asked us to shore up the porch because it was, they knew at that point it was going to be coming to the city. But other than that, the structure is in pretty good shape, it seems like.
Yeah, 33 Cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a single family home. We could probably have no problem
Yeah.
turning that around.
Okay, great. All right, anything else on property disposition? No? Okay, perfect. Moving on to item C under old business. Public Works vehicular concerns. Number one is the Baltic Street and the traffic data. I know I got an email from the chief of police. I don't remember if everybody got that.
Yes, I
think
got
he
it.
sent it to everybody, I believe.
Yeah, usually he's really good about that. I just didn't know off the top of my head. I did have a conversation with the chief on the phone. there isn't significant traffic data that indicating that that street by either its design or its use is at the top of the list of our most hazardous. But you know, he did say that, you know, there are occurrences of you know, people especially coming down the hill, you know, at unreasonable rates of speed. He did tell me that make the patrol units in that area aware of that, you know, that we're getting concerns from the community about that. I don't know if there's any further discussion from the committee on that particular topic.
You know, I think from his email, he had a good plan of action. We'll see how it goes from there. And I'd say probably in a month or so, maybe ask for an update on how things are going and kind of go from there. But kind of keep it like we talked about before, keep just an eye on it.
Right. Okay. Item number 2 under this subsection is Hunters Road tractor trailer traffic. I know that some conversations have been happening. We discussed this at Public Safety. I actually have a very brief slideshow that I put together. This is what I showed at Public Safety. And Nicole, I will send the PDF of this to you for inclusion in our minutes. Can everybody see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the issue, and I believe, Pat, you may have gotten a phone call on this, right? But on the 23rd of December, there's a tractor trailer left the yard at Bob's warehouse, and it had some real struggles negotiating the right-hand turn onto Hunters Road from Norwich Avenue. And again, you know, give you a chance to read this, but you know, I went down there, I took some pictures, which I'll show in a second, and I spoke to the business owners, and then, you know, apparently this is a regular occurrence. This is you know, this is something that's been a concern for people in an area. I mean, you know, I thought for maybe for the last year or so, but you know, after we discussed it at Public Safety, it was really talking about going back, you know, my entire lifetime. This has been an issue. That's just a tough corner. But these are the pictures that I took on the day that I got the call about this. This was the day or the day after that it happened. But the snow was still there, and you can see, you know, we all know that this wall is a couple of feet above the berm, which is just, you know, obviously just above the roadway, and so you can see how far up onto this up onto the wall this particular truck was. And if you look, you can see that, you know, there have been other vehicles that are also jumping the curb, jumping the curb here. And so in this particular case with this particular truck, it really became a tipping hazard. I was at the auto service station that is immediately to the left when you look at these pictures, and they have a camera on their building, and he actually was able to watch the video of the entire event. And you know, there was a small school bus queued up in the traffic. There were a bunch of cars queued up in the traffic, and you know, you can see that this truck was a big tipping hazard, just because of the way it had to try to negotiate this curve or this turn, I should say. And then, you know, added to that was, you know, once the traffic cleared out of there, on another pickup truck tried to make it around the tractor trailer because they got sick of waiting. So, you know, it was just a big mess. And so I brought it up at Public Safety as a safety issue, and I'm bringing it up here because I know that, or I shouldn't say I know, I believe that Patrick also got a phone call about this. So, you know, the rationale and the conversation that went on in Public Safety was, you know, really focused on these four bullet items. Okay. You know, this is and I said it at public safety, I'll say it again here. This is not about Bob's stores or any of the businesses down in the Taffel area. Bob's is specifically has been great. Before we lost Jason Vincent, he had talked about the fact that they've sent their company trucks all the way up to Route 12 on 395, and they come in that way, and leave that way. A majority of the trucks come in and through on 97 from the Occam exit off of 395. It's just that the GPS that most of the truck drivers use in Google Maps will take you the shortest route. And if you're coming off of the Route 2 connector, the shortest route is over Harlan Road because it's a state highway, but then they make the turn onto Hunter's Road. So I asked the question, should tractor trailers be prohibited from using Hunter's Road from Harlan Road to get to Norwich Avenue and back again? The police chief was very informative about about all of the items and criteria that surrounds all of that, and was going to explore some avenues. I wanted to bring it back to this committee and give Patrick a chance to share his thoughts.
Well, it is a tight intersection. As far as the legality of trucks using the road, that actually comes down to the state traffic commissioner, now the state traffic authority. In the legal traffic authority, of course, which is the chief of police, would have an opportunity to make that case before them. But it comes down to their decision, actually. Now, and also from a technical standpoint, a truck going to a destination in Norwich is not a through truck. That's a local truck. So it's almost impossible to legally prohibit trucks from using the roadway. I guess the biggest issue is that the turning movement at that intersection is the biggest issue. There's not a lot of space available there, as your picture showed. There's a very narrow right of way. So widening that out isn't going to be easier without probably some property acquisitions necessary. So that anyway, those aren't exactly solutions. They're more like challenges. Keeping, trying to widen out improving the intersection for traffic flow is probably warranted. And it's just a bad intersection to begin with. It probably needs some work on the intersection. It is a local collector road, so it does qualify for other, sources of funding, such as the local transportation capital improvement program, the LOTSIP program, because Hunter's is a collector road. But for short term, I'm not, I guess trying to communicate with Bob's is probably the best short-term solution.
Well, and I will tell you, so I did see a truck when the day that I was down there. I did see a truck, make that turn, coming from. I'm not sure if it was coming from Bob's, but it was an independent contractor. This wasn't one of Bob's box trucks or one of their tractor trailers. This was an independent contractor who was delivering. It was a container unit, right? So, but I just can't say for sure that it came from Bob's. But nonetheless, this wasn't. Again, I agree with you. I guess that a little bit of ambassadorship where if we could talk to the businesses in that area that primarily receive their goods through those via those kinds of trucks, to say, can you please try to discourage not just your employees and your truck drivers, but also your contractors from using that road. That would probably be a step in the right direction, and I think that would be good showing a little bit of goodwill instead of just getting permission to put up a sign and saying, nope, can't put a truck here anymore. So I like that idea. I also, and I hesitate to say this because it's actually, in one way, it makes the problem worse. But if there was if we put a bollard there, right, then, or something that shows where that curb is, but it's the same conversation that we had about Baltic Street, right? You hate to put a fixed object that if somebody crashes into is going to cause damage or injury or both, right?
Yeah, that's kind of contradictory to highway design. You want to eliminate fixed objects.
Right. And it also makes it just that much tighter, right? So I don't know that there are any good solutions, but I appreciate, your comments simply because of the fact that at least we have the conversation going. But I think you're right. I think that the permanent solution is a much bigger,
or a little bigger
project.
intersection.
Yeah. Right.
Well, like one of the other things, and I'm going to go back to a point that was made at the last Public Works meeting when Jason showed us the mapping of a lot of the different roadways and whatnot. And so one of the things I remember him talking about was how many of the tractor trailers are using that Lisbon Way, as well as going up further down the Ockham Way. And this is not even just Bob's, but it's other companies, Stop and Shop trucks, so on and so forth. And, so since that time, I've been kind of like taking rides down that way. And kind of like, I think the traffic pattern is tough. But, I think looking at your picture too, it also shows that curbing from trucks and different things kind of jumping the curb is kind of gone, somewhat from individuals kind of just driving over it. Like the other day I was down that way and I watched 4 cars that were turning from the other direction jump the curb. So I think it definitely is, one, it's a tight squeeze in that area, but it's also very, the pattern.
We got connection issue.
Yeah.
The way traffic moves, even coming around that corner of Hunter's was tough. So I think kind of knowing. You got me now?
Yes.
You got me now?
Yeah. Although you're
Can you hear
frozen. I can hear you, but your video's frozen.
I'll fix that in a second. But, for me, it's just the intersection is definitely tough. So I think, that ambassadorship of it be a good first step in how we go.
Yeah, Darrell, you might want to turn off your video, and hopefully we would just have your audio, because you cut in and out quite a bit there. Well, so while he works that out, Patrick, the main thing for me asking for this to be on the agenda is I was told that that calls were made to you, and also because we talked about it at such length during public safety, I wanted you to see and what I had presented and hear the gist of the conversation.
Oh, the pictures said 1,000 words. The pictures were good. Yeah.
you know, with regard to that berm, you know, it's the property owner there rebuilt that wall, and they actually moved it back a little bit and then built that fence, and then they're doing a huge renovation to that multifamily housing right there. And it looks like there's a new berm was placed. It looks like fresh asphalt. I don't know if the city did that or if the property owner
No, we,
had that done.
yeah, I think we did it in the fall or something, you know.
And so I was down there not too long ago since the snow was gone, and the berm didn't look like, you know, it was in that bad a shape. But obviously, if it keeps getting run over, it's not going to be there very long, right? So, but again, you know, this was more informational for this committee that we discussed this at Public Safety. I think the conversation is going to continue. I believe that the police chief also talked about reaching out to some of the GPS companies and saying, you know, to try to take the emphasis off of Hunter's Road in whatever their algorithm is, right? So hopefully that would either send trucks completely down Harlan Road all the way down to into the village, and where they can make the right turn, or even better yet would be to keep them on 395 and let them come in that way. You know, so I guess there's a number of ways that we can try to soft touch this and remediate at least some of it. And the long-term permanent fix might very well may be that was redundant, but you know, some work on that intersection. You know, one of the things that one of the property owners, just to kind of tie a ribbon around, said to me is that many times those truck drivers, when they're trying to make that right-hand turn onto Hunter's Road from Norwich Avenue, instead of either by experience or just by looking at it, they decide to go up to Starwood, they turn around in Starwood parking lot, come down the hill and make a left turn, because that's an easier turn, because what is that, Pratt Street, East Pratt or something like that, whatever that K Kicker Street is that goes up the hill, gives them just enough room to swing and get into the travel lane on Hunter's Road. I mean, that's not a permanent fix, but at least some truck drivers are making that decision, which makes life easier, I'm sure, for them. So anyway, so we're all on the same page. We'll see what the chief comes back with, and go from there. Unless anybody has anything else on that topic, we'll move on. Okay. All right. So then we are done with old business. Moving on to new business. We don't have any agenda items, but does anybody have any new business items that they would like to bring up? The meeting is, I should say the floor is open. We need to add.
I'll go just for a shout out once again to the Public Works Department and their crew. The disc golf course has been completed. The kiosk should be going up sometime in the next couple of weeks. And the official opening will be sometime in March. You know, been by there a number of times, and there are cars in the parking lot across from the pavilion. So people are using the disc golf course. Great. And we've had, while it's cold, we haven't had a lot of snow on the ground. So people are availing themselves of that. And a lot of people are in the park, but Public Works did a tremendous job helping Kyle Seitz and the disc golf committee getting that completed. So accolades to Public Works for their contribution over there, which was significant.
Agreed. Excellent work.
I think moving the site over there was a good.
Oh, that was the key, I think, to number one. I think it was a much better location. Number two, you got rid of the parking issue. Number three, you got rid of the naysayers who, you know. I think we hit the nail on the head by moving it there. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Yeah.
Location.
Right.
Exactly. And we got rid of the homeless encampments that were up there. You know, there's a lot more traffic around there now, and will discourage anyone from setting up again.
And I also noticed that we installed a disc golf goal down there by the beach parking lot right there in that little grassy area, which I think is great, because it highlights the fact that the disc golf is there and you're in the right place, and it gives people who can't travel that rugged course, but still can participate. And that was something we talked about at council, and it's so great that we pulled that together as well. So I'm very happy about that. This was just Stacy's right. This is just a win all the way around.
So there's also one over in Park Center too.
Oh, I did not know
Yeah.
that. Oh, that's good to know. All right, great.
There's
Wonderful.
2 extra ones.
Yeah. Wonderful. Terrific. Okay. Actually, we didn't really have any new business, but moving on to other business. Is there any other business that the committee should discuss?
I'll just let you know that I put together an application for the removal of the through FEMA for funds to do the design of the removal of the Upper Falls Dam as part of a flood mitigation type project. I don't know where that'll go exactly, but the application was submitted, the final application was submitted earlier this month.
I got to tell you, we've got this cosmic connection. I was just there literally the other day and was looking that site over, and it's because some of the superstructure, or whatever you want to call it, some of the concrete structure for the old spillway, right, is really starting to heave around, and I wondered, I literally thought to myself, isn't it about time we start thinking about taking this dam down? And you're already on top of it. That's great. I mean, I've got some some cherished memories around that dam, right? I've also got a couple scars on the bottom of my feet from the broken beer bottles, but nonetheless, I looked at the dam and said, it served its useful purpose and then some, right? And I will say that one of the thoughts that crossed my mind, and this is just, this is so much of a tangent, but I thought to myself, geez, you know what? If we pull all those giant granite blocks off that dam, maybe we can sell them or whatever. It's like, who knows? I mean, it's a piece of history right there, and
Well, the idea would be to kind of salvage them for use over at that mill building, because really the stone that's coming out of that mill building is not very not high quality, not very large, and not very useful. But those blocks over at that dam certainly are.
Yeah. Oh, even better. Even better. Yep. All right. That's wonderful. So I'm glad to hear that. Okay. Any other items that we should be aware of? Okay. Seeing none. All right. We will move on to a motion to adjourn if there's no other business.
So moved.
And,
I'll second that.
okay. So all those in favor, Alderman Gould, Alderwoman
Aye.
Gould, Alderman Wilson,
Aye.
and the chair votes yes. We are adjourned. Everybody, thank you very much. Oops, let me just decline this.
Time.
That comes, you know what? And I can tell you what, that phone call is somebody who does watch the videos on the website. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. That person, I know who that person is, obviously, and they watch the videos. So Nicole kind of mentioned on the side before I close the meeting here. Nicole kind of mentioned on the side that she's got a new assignment at the city, and she may not be our recording secretary. May not. But if that does come to fruition, Nicole, thank you very, very, very much for your years of keeping this committee moving forward.
Year and a half, but that's okay. You're
Wow.
welcome.
I round up.
Nicole, are you in your closet? Patrick
No,
looks like he's in the basement.
I am in the basement. Yeah.
No,
I have a good connection here though.
Am
Oh,
I
I
the
thought
only
maybe
one
that's where you were quarantining.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that's
That's
seeing
fine.
Nicole upside down right now?
what?
Yeah.
Am I the only one that's seeing Nicole upside down right now?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
I see
yeah.
your right side up.
That's weird. I think I'm right side up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
yes.
Everybody's right side up
Oh
in the
my.
basement.
We'll see who
no.
watches this video. We're gonna get comments about this conversation.
I
So,
enjoy this committee, and if I'll still be the recording secretary if you want me to, because
oh,
I like hearing about this stuff.
goes without saying. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll
Right.
vote for
Oh,
that.
yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's up to Pat. That would be
Well,
Pat. Pat
For a
makes-
while, anyway.
For what?
Definitely, for a while.
Right, for a while. It might take a while to train the new person how to take minutes, you know.
Yeah, transition team, all that stuff, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you're appreciated. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
And good luck in your new position.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. Good luck.
Yeah. Come visit me at the Treasury office.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Yeah. When
we
we
can.
open City Hall.
When we, yes.
All right. With the scanners. So,
Right.
all right, folks. Thank you, everyone. Good meeting. And I will talk to you all soon. Be safe.
Okay. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank
All right.
you. Yeah, everybody stay healthy. Pat, I hope you get out of quarantine soon.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
trying.
get back into the office, Pat. They
Yeah.
miss you.
But you're not there anymore anyway, so what do you-
I'll be there half the time. I don't know.
All right.
in spirit maybe, huh?
Yeah, I know.
You'll send him a text message.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I text him. He's probably like, oh, Nicole's texting me again. Great.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.